Hello and welcome to Udyamini Speaks, a podcast where we bring to you the stories of the lives, the challenges and the triumphs of rural women entrepreneurs in the states of Assam and West Bengal. I'm your host, Sangeeta Bhattacharjee. Today, we are going to discuss a very significant topic in rural entrepreneurship: access to credit and finance for rural women entrepreneurs. And it is my privilege to welcome Mr. Loken, the Chief General Manager at NABARD. Mr. Das has been a key figure in rural development and financial inclusion of the Northeast. He has worked closely with self-help groups, with farmer collectives and small tea growers, and has helped design innovative financial models that strengthen rural livelihoods. His deep knowledge of rural credit and women entrepreneurship makes him the perfect guest for our discussion here today. Welcome to Udyamini Speaks, Mr. Das. Thank you for giving us our time. This podcast is brought to you by Udyamini, an initiative by 5 Indian non-profit organizations whose main aim is to support the rural women entrepreneurs in the states of Assam and West Bengal. Women who are engaged in varied sectors from agriculture, horticulture, livestock, handloom, handicraft, and even emerging sectors like clean energy and solar energy in the states of Assam and West Bengal. The goal of Udyamini is simple but quite powerful. It is to create a community of digitally empowered rural women entrepreneurs who not only uplift their own lives but also that of their communities, and in the process strengthen local businesses and institutions. On that note, let us commence our discussion. Mr. Das, my very first question to you is that NABARD has always supported women entrepreneurs through self-help groups, through JLGs, through farmer producer organizations. So in the context of programs like Udyamini, what do you think is the exact role of financial institutions in strengthening this entire ecosystem?
Well, let me first start with thanking Udyamini for taking the initiative, because as of today, if we look at the scenario, digital empowerment is very important.
Sure.
Entrepreneurship, as it is, it has always been important. How do you view it is different, but what's important is entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial zeal, and the urge to do something on one's own, to produce and
Right.
earn from it, had always been there since the time human settlement became from the wanderers to settlers. Now here in this initiative, what Udyamini is trying to do, I think financial sector's contribution is one of the most important. Having said that, I must also say that once you say financial sector, it covers a whole gamut of things. One may be on the regulator side like RBI, one may be on the development finance side like NABARD and many other institutions. Some of them are well known. Now these development finance institutions are the ones who always try to look for market failures or where something that has to happen is not happening. And therein comes our role of trying or attempting to address those gaps. It is only with that kind of a notion that NABARD went to the level of actually engineering the idea of self-help groups,
Right.
to facilitate and rather ensure that those who were considered not bankable become bankable. And then SHG growth from operational research to pilot to all India, and now that Government of India has actually taken it up as a mission more as an NRLM, it speaks for itself. Then there are other initiatives like KCC, which NABARD has actually designed, and then JLG, and then latest is farmers collectives, which we started off as a PO in, from us, our NABARD side, we were calling it producer organizations from 2011-12. Then now it is, then again the coin farmers producers organization came. Along with that, NABARD is also facilitating growth of other than farming activity, which we call normally under a club under MSME, as off-farm producer organizations. We have one in Assam also. So through these, we are trying to facilitate the process of not only income generation, but also linking them to good market through, production, market, and now here comes again the other part, the where about which you asked. That's a financial institution. So they have, once they come together, their bargaining power increases. So the probability of bank getting the money back also increases.
True.
And when they come together, they start doing larger things. They start going for bigger things. They start dreaming big.
True.
Now,
Absolutely.
if someone dreams big, it has to be backed up by financial resource. That is what banks provide. So the effort is that banks as well as some microfinance institutions also. So the effort and also the expectation is that by facilitating the process of people taking up entrepreneurial activities, business activities, other productive activities, and supporting them with due training, technical knowledge, marketing linkages, and also financial provision for finance, that is going to take the country far, because the rural areas will grow, and there lies the basic trust for growth of the economy.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I understand is that financial institutions are more or less like the foundation on which the entire ecosystem stands, I think, to a very
Let
great
me call it
extent.
fuel.
Fuel,
Let
okay.
me call it fuel.
That's a much better term.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings me to the next point. Udyamini supports women in varied sectors, as I said, for instance, agriculture, horticulture, livestock, and even clean energy. Now, what I want to know is that from NABARD's point of view, which of these sectors do you feel offer the greatest opportunities for women in Assam as well as in West Bengal?
Having worked in Assam, having worked in West Bengal, and also Tripura and Northeast, I'll have to coin my answer in the way which should look like it's not sector specific. Opportunities are everywhere. It is important how best we are trying to do it. You take up horticulture, you are going to do great grants. You know about Arunachal, where kiwi, which is not at all an Indian fruit as by origin.
Right.
Now a woman is, making wine out of it.
Yes.
And that wine is one of the most, so to say, favored wine. I have just today only, I have come to know from somebody that in other countries also it is much favored. So likewise, there are so many areas. Now the thing is, whatever we do, if we do it in the best possible manner, say for example, fishery, from fishes, we have fish chocolates. Will you accept? We have fish chocolates. We have very, very many things. Then, see, that's where the production and, the processing is. Now, the woman taking up cultivation, only in cultivation, nothing will happen. You may be hearing that many of our even honorable finance minister of government of India and many other economists and many other, persons in higher echelons, they have been saying that MSME has to develop. So that doesn't, and we say production. Now, where does this come in? Now, after production, once you start processing, that is MSME. Now, MSME in rural sector and agricultural sector, we have to look at it from this angle also. Okay, now we need these areas where production, then post-production, like processing, marketing is also taken up. So if we push in all the sectors, it will grow. Like in your solar, use of solar, for example. If I can draw my example from West Bengal, what we had done from 12, 13, those periods, there were instances where microgrid was established with women JLGs. Okay, women JLGs and SHGs also, where microgrid was set up. We said 13 families, they will have 1 or 2 points. We have a solar solar panel, and from that the power is distributed. In one of the islands, we had kind of replaced the diesel generator with solar operated power source. And how it was done? It was done with bank loan. That is where you say bank. Where does banks figure in? It was done with bank loan. How they were repaying the cost they were incurring for the fuels, kerosene. And in case of that generator, diesel.
Diesel.
The cost that they were incurring for purchasing the fuels, instead they were utilizing it for the repaying the
Set up
loan
the-
loan installment that they have because they have taken a bank loan.
Mhm.
So now you see how you design it is important.
True.
It was designed that way, and it became. And then some commercial banks also had given loan to many others there. Some 22 JLGs when I was there, and then I got transferred. So after that also things were happening. So likewise here also now we have started in along with Selco Foundation, then GIJ, then one Kalankopili organization where all are participating. Someone is doing the social mobilization, someone is bringing in the knowledge, someone is bringing in the finance. NABARD is part of it.
Correct.
What we are trying to do is we are trying to, as of now, first push is for fisheries sector. So in fisheries sector, suppose say you do the harvesting. After harvesting, where do you keep the fish? And you need to keep the fish for certain longer period of time. So we are facilitating facilitating storage with a solar storage unit. Then aerator needs to be there because if the water moves, then oxygen, that all those things happen. The positive things happen, which are technically qualified people can explain you much better. So for that aerator, then dryer. If you dry just like that, there will be what you call dust and all that. Now the dryer is solar operated dryer, which is very clean, which you can sell easily. When you need not clean it again. So then we have also gone for a pump set because watering and dewatering of pond is important. So that is a holistic view we are taking, and we are trying to support what is called DRE, decentralized renewable energy. So that is one area. Then other areas also we are trying. We have experimented with solar operated your automatic weather stations in three places, all three different purposes, and there women and men are equally involved. One for rice in Shivsagar, one for horticultural crops in Udalguri district, one in our travel development fund projects, one for small tea growers in Sapanala area of Nagaon district. Now here these are different, but what happens with solar power, you can operate gadgets which can give us information, which information can be processed by the farmers, and that can then be utilized. Because you get the information, then only will they take a decision. You take a proper decision, your farming grows, your whole initiative grows everywhere. So that we are trying to experiment, and why I am calling it experiment is it is a proven thing that you can do with those gadgets, those information sourcing, but using solar. Because often people say in Assam, solar is not fit because sky remains overcast and all that. But our experience has been not in that line. So our experience has been that it has been very positive. There might be hiccups everywhere. You cannot have 100% anywhere. But I think our experience till now is very positive.
Okay, that's wonderful. And I believe at the root of it, I think information dissemination and awareness, that is also so important to actually make them aware of what all is going on. Wonderful. Now again, one of the biggest hurdles that rural women face is still, I would say, access to credit. So how do you think Udyamini and NABARD can together work to make these credit linkages smoother, firstly, and obviously, consequently, reduce the reliance on informal borrowing?
Access to credit, hitting credit, use of credit, end use of credit, repayment of amount borrowed. These are real issues.
Yes.
Why these are issues? There are very many reasons. There will be some factors which we can call as outliers. I'm not going to discuss about it. What normally happens is, outliers means say there is earthquake, just as an example. There's a sudden flood. But if we know that flood is recurring, are we taking that, the precautionary measures for our policy and all that, the whole gamut of things. But let me go to the very basic root of it. One reason is women do not own land. Women do not own land. And it would be, some people will be astonished if I say even men do not own land. Because the living persons do not have land in their name. The land is still in the name of their grandpas or somewhere, right?
Yes.
So when you see the paper, somebody's name will be there, and you say there will say 20 hectares of land in that person's name. But now, if you see where are the 20 hectares, you will be saying that in this 20 hectares land is now owned because it is 3 or 4 generations hence. Now it is owned by maybe 40 persons. Now the thing is, that government has taken initiative. It is being done with Basundhara and all that people. State government is doing a lot. So once that is stabilized, once we have the land records as a clear records, Then, because once you have the land records clear, the person in whose name the land is, say husband, say for example the husband's name, and the woman needs to, they can become co-beneficiaries, and some kind of mechanism can be done. But now the problem is the husband cannot let, because it is not in his name also.
Yes.
So those kind of land related issues had been a cause, and taking a cue from that only, I mean, taking note of that, Government of Assam had come up with this Vasundhara 1, 2, 3.
Sure.
Government of India had also supported in digitalization of land records. So that land records had remained one of the irritating factors. Then other parties, the repayment ethics had taken a beating because of many reasons. So you have a lot of NPAs. So once you have NPAs, if banks are dealing with somebody else's money, they are responsible both ways.
Yes.
People expect banks to give loan. People expect banks to take care of everything and give their money back. Now, in that case, banks will have to operate in a very prudent way.
Yes.
For that, they have to follow all RBI guidelines and any other relevant rules and regulations of the country. They have to keep the money safe. They have to return back the money.
True.
So, in that situation, when there is a particular area or a particular sector where there is a lot of NPA, banks will definitely become defensive about it. So that has also been one of the irritating factors. I'm calling it irritating, not a challenge also, because that has also been irritating factor, because in spite of that, lending is taking place.
True.
And growth of microfinance has supported in many ways, but that has also created some other issues. Now, in this situation, as you were asking, what we are doing is we are trying to enable these people to become more capable of utilizing credit for production or income-oriented purposes. SHG is one such initiative. Then skill building. We have been supporting skill building in a great way, and in very many different ways. Then people coming together, aggregation of people. So how can they take a collaborative effort? It may be then one particular way. I'll give the example of off-farm producer organization in Lakhipur area of Kasar district. We have a Sinleima OFP. We have only one off-farm producer organization in Assam. And in that, what we see that till now, almost 300 members are there, and they have got credit of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it will be 3.5 crores or something. Okay. Two banks have given them, AGBB and I think Union Bank, I think it was. Yeah. So, no, PNB maybe. I'm just getting a little bit here, but AGBB has recently given. So now you see that they are getting 3.5 crores among 300 persons. Why they are getting it? They are organized. They are following all the compliances required, and they are producing. They are producing. They are selling. Credibility is there because they have repaid the initial amount of loan they have got. So thereby they have made themselves credit worthy. So here in Assam, West Bengal, and Northeast as such, it is required that once someone borrows, they repays. Now to do that, their capacity to utilize has to be enhanced. They have to be made aware about the requirement, because this is like, going up the ladder. You take a certain quantum of loan and then you return that. Once you repay that, you will definitely be getting a higher quantum. If we look at ourselves, if someone borrows 1,000 rupees from me and repays on time or maybe before time, then I'll be encouraged to support him again. And I'll be more encouraged if I come to know that that person is utilizing it for productive purpose, and with that income he's repaying my money. The same applies for the bank. Now, who will do that? That will be done by these NGO organizations. Those who have considered Udyamini. That means what? This is a proven case. If we look at it now, that they have already come together to do something like that. So this particular initiative, Udyamini, will definitely be one of the most fit cases in a coming days, to give as an example of people coming together, organizations coming together to facilitate growth. Growth means from all sides. That includes definitely growth in credit also.
Yes. Enhancing the credit worthiness, as you have said. Correct. All right. Now, you have personally worked to improve financing for small tea growers and SHG, so to say. Now, based on this experience, how do you think Udyamini can scale such models for the women-led enterprises in tea and allied sectors?
See, in this case, there will be, I'll making a category. When I worked on small tea growers, it was 2005-6.
Okay.
So in that point of time, I was a district development manager in Dhan district. So in Udalguri district, which was formed in 2004, I was looking after that district also. I was a district development manager for both the two districts. Now there the small tea growers were there. They are doing it. They were selling it, selling the green leaves to the tea estates, but they were not having money to do. So they were going for private borrowing. I came to know. So I thought that this is my duty as a NABARDian. I must do it, and I am a district development manager for ensuring development. So how do I do that?
Correct.
So for that it took me around more than 1.5 years to actually make everyone believe that this is a doable thing. So finally it got happened. We got only finally it was like a MOU between 3 parties. But to get to that stage, I had to literally struggle because they were borrowing at 5 rupees per month. When I went there, they said 5 rupees. So I thought, okay, 5 rupees, 5%. But it was actually 60%.
Okay.
And the small tea growers were borrowing at 240%. It's 20 rupees per month, and they used to tell me 20%. So I used to initially come back. And when I joined as a district development manager, I was hardly around 31 or 32 years old. So it was like, was finding difficult to understand those complexities.
Correct.
Only after a few visits, 6 months only, I could understand. They were actually telling about per month. So see, 60% and 240%. What we did after everyone, I could make everyone understand and convince everyone. They started lending that banks started lending at 7% to the small tea growers, like in KCC type. And there's a kind of a tripartite agreement where the buyer of the green leaf, that is the tea estates, who were already buying from the small tea growers. Now their tripartite agreement was that they will pay the dues of the small tea growers after the green leaf is supplied through the bank. So they, at that time checks were done. So they will write the checks with a list, and bank will deduct the amount that the banks that the due from the small tea growers, and the remaining amount they will credit to the account of the small tea growers. A very simple thing, seemingly, but it took me more than 1.5 years to get things done. So now, taking a cue from that, I am telling. What happens is, if you create a situation where the ends meet, things gets done. Now you have an SAG or any aggregation of any type. Now marketing and if all those are linked, then they will do. And sometimes you have to do some case-to-case basis. For example, NABARD, we are the first. We are the first one to invest in the ONDC.
Okay.
That the open digital platform that government of India had come up with. So there we have, even for FPOs, we have a specific site, and there also from NABARD is supported products. I mean, products, not NABARD supported products exactly, or products produced by NABARD supported institutions, SAG, etc. For that also we have a corner. Now ONDC, we try to link them to ONDC. That is one way by which you support their marketing. Once you support their marketing, they start getting money, then definitely the other part is taken care of. So what happens is, designing the product, designing the method, designing an approach would definitely be based on the context and the requirement of the situation. So I cannot tell you that anybody can have a specific design or something, but we have to look at it. What are the situation? What is the situation, and what are the probabilities and possibilities and challenges? Correct. Based on that, we have to make a assessment and then design. So many times we may have to simply make 3 people who are sitting in 3 chairs facing each other, just make them look at each other and smile, and then to create a good good vibe. So likewise, sometimes people are there only, but they are not understanding that they are linked. So that linkage, once we kind of codify and we explain them, then things gets done. So what happens is, in such situations, thinking some very big thing are good, but many times we have to see the cash realization, cash cycle. Okay. The people, the SAG, they need cash immediately. Sure. So how do we arrange for that? So if they get the cash, then the process begins. So now thing is, the biggest process for the next this thing being. So now we have conceived the concept of an emporium for Northeast. I don't know how it will go ahead.
Okay.
With whose financial support it will become a reality, that I don't know. But we are trying. Some of us are there, and we are trying to do it where we can have products from different producers, especially in the non-food products or maybe processed food, but a little bit, mostly handloom handicraft area, where women are definitely the weavers. So in Assam, mostly women are weavers, and Northeast also. So though their products, especially GI and other origin supported products, will be displayed and sold through this thing, and then there will be a cycle will be there, so that these people can get the product in a proper time, the seller, the emporium, and these people also get money in proper time, within proper timeline, within their acceptable cash cycle period. We are trying to develop that. Once that comes, once that comes up, and if it is proven to be success, I think we'll be throwing up one more model.
Okay. This we are talking of what? Handloom and handicraft.
Handloom, handicraft primarily. Primarily. And then we'll see what else can come.
Then you'll expand into other sectors perhaps.
So this is one we are trying to, with the idea. We have actually kind of designed the idea. Work is going on. How things shape up, I cannot tell you right now. Let us see. Once, if it clicks, I need not tell you.
Yeah.
You will come to know on your own. Yes. Maybe you will be visiting also.
Yes, obviously. Best wishes for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that takes me to the next one. That is, when we speak of empowerment, I think, digital inclusion, and we just talked about it also greatly. It is at the heart of rural growth. We understand that. NABARD's project eShakti, it has made a big difference as far as that is concerned. Now, again, what I want to understand is that, to get into a bit more into the grassroots, how do you think, or what more do you think can be done so that these women, they truly benefit from this digital financial inclusion?
One is awareness. One is digital capabilities. One is enabling them to learn the risk factors of whole digital cyber environment. Because one wrong click and money goes out.
True.
And this, in any case, these are the people who have less money. That's why you are talking about them, isn't it? We don't talk about people who are having a lot of money, right? We are talking about, discussing about, and people like me are employed because these people are poor. So we are thinking about them. Now we have to be careful about their money also, the safekeeping of their money. So cyber security related issues. True. Then how to operate in the digital environment, how to encash the opportunities given by digital. The digital, what do I call it? I think that everything digital has given. I am not exactly able to find out a single word which would be thing. Let us call it the digital ecosystem that has opportunity that is thrown up. They can do internet marketing. I know some women here in Guwahati only, who does what we call in Assam is crochet work, crochet work. Different type of products she produces and she supplies it online through media and all that. She's a friend of mine, so I know about her, that's why. So she sells it to different places. Although I have not met him for very many years, but we are in touch and I know that she is doing it and she has been telling me it. Now, how she is doing it, she's a single person staying in a small, accommodation of hers, and then she is doing this business. She is doing it through digital mode. Because she gets connected through, digitally, and then customers see their product and do it.
She's a one-person team, or she has a team, I believe?
Basically one person, and she is doing it on her own. It is basically her sustenance plus activity. So now the thing is, the same way in a digital space, opportunities galore. How we enable them? Now, from NABARD side, we are trying to train them, the collectives and not individuals, mostly collectives, for onboarding to ONDCs. And then ONDC is primarily because the government, and then the expenses are a little on the lower side. So we are pushing it for ONDC. Then how they will do digital commerce. On that also we are facilitating conduct of trainings. We are actually training these institutions also, like say NGOs and others, the facilitating institutions, I'll call them, because if they know, they can spread it. So we, from NABARD side, we are trying to do it. We are supporting the banks. We are supporting the banks to spread digital literacy and digital financial capability, I will call. Then we are also supporting the Center for Financial Literacy, which is basically RBI drive, but fund comes from the Financial Inclusion Fund, which is operated by NABARD. So in a way, sometimes we say we are funding it. It's actually the fund which is Government of India fund, which is NABARD is operating. So we are supporting these through these institutions to create awareness about everything that is financial. I mean, they say financial capability, financial security like cyber security and all other things. So these are initiatives. So now here you see, we are calling empowerment. Empowerment is what? Empowerment is one economic where you are not dependent solely on somebody for your sustenance, your financial requirements. You have a say. You have a say. The other arm. You have a say. You have the capacity to decide. What you decide, what impacts your life is decided by you. You know your legal rights. You are educated enough to take a decision. Your decision will be informed decision only when you are educated. And also you have the knowledge part. You can connect the dots, you can think of. So that thinking capacity also has to be increased. And then all that, beyond that is also your skill. A skill for very many purposes. So all those things has to be imparted, has to be inculcated. How do we do that? In our skill development initiatives, in different programs of NABARD and of course Government of Assam and Government of India, many schemes. It's not that only one institution is doing. So and by different NGOs, different international financing supporting institutions, so many institutions are there. So all these things are taken care of in different ways. Someone emphasizes on one part, other might be emphasizing on another part. But ultimately, holistically, if we see, a woman, there are five, six areas where a woman has to be empowered, has to be capable. But I must tell you, women are all powerful. Have you heard of anybody who will not listen to his mother or his wife or his sister if they say something? Normally not, because our society, at least in Assam and Northeast and to a large part in West Bengal also, our makeup is such that we give due importance to the woman in the family. So I think with digital capabilities, this person who are already the decision makers, they are the most prudent financial managers. Definitely, women can be the torchbearer of empowerment and development in the future.
True, absolutely.
I think I have made my point.
Yes, absolutely. Training is what we are talking of, making them aware and training them and making them empowered in the correct way, the correct sense of the term, I think. So yes, totally agree with you. Let us talk about the social micro-rural enterprises. Social micro-rural enterprises led by the women specifically. So I want to know, in what ways can NABARD support and strengthen these initiatives?
Now you say social enterprises. If you see social enterprises, it will be a different category. But what I'm trying to, or say I'm inferring from your question is that you are basically meaning the rural MSMEs or micro units. Now you see NABARD has been supporting it since 82, since inception.
Correct.
Or I would call before that, because RBI was also taking up some initiatives. Or NABARD since 82, and 12 July 1982, we have been doing it. We had very many schemes. We used to call it Mahima, Arvind and all that, where we were even Wakra and so many things, where we are trying to actually bring up the woman in a way so that she becomes the entrepreneur, she becomes the person who decides for herself, who earns for her family, and who also decides for her requirements. Now, why I'm emphasizing on daily? Because this is where she kind of gets the confidence. Begetting confidence is one more important.
True.
Otherwise, she will not be able to converse or do anything. So, in all these spheres, NABARD had been trying in different ways, but our emphasis has always been economic empowerment first, because that brings in everything.
Absolutely.
So NABARD definitely is doing, and NABARD can do. We are empowering. We are bringing them together like OFPO or SAG and all those things. So all those different kind of aggregation models. NABARD has been doing it. NABARD will do. And tell you one thing, like NABARD has engineered, NABARD had found out a way from based on what some NGOs were doing. SAG is basically that kind of. Someone was doing something good, which was researched upon, then again given it a different shape, kind of structured in a particular way to make it fit for the banking system. Likewise, I can tell you, NABARD is going to come up with many more things.
Wonderful.
If not in a very short while, but early tomorrow, like, we are going to come up with it.
Right.
So we are at it, we are
It's all there in the pipeline.
we're going to do. So many things are going to come. And it is not that I know of so many things that's happening. What I am saying is there is what we have been inculcated. We continue to think, we continue to try to innovate, and we are going to come up with something wherever there are market failures.
Absolutely. Talking about a very important concern in today's time, which is climate change.
Yeah.
And it is reshaping rural livelihoods to a very great extent, I believe. And so what I want to know is that how do you see Udyamini, along with NABARD's climate resilient programs that you have, how do you see these helping women entrepreneurs adapt, and especially as far as agriculture, horticulture, clean energy and such stuff is concerned?
See, one of the impact of climate change has been migration.
Okay.
Who remains in the village? Stress creates migration. Any kind of stress. Economic stress, migration. Political stress, migration. Social stress, migration. Isn't it? All kind of stress, climate stress, migration.
Climate stress, migration. Yes.
Right. If I can refer, flood created stress because of that. Sugafa changed capital 7 times.
Okay. Yes.
Right. So any stress, you see, it will be migration. If you are physically stressed, I mean, if you are stressed in the family, you will try to be somewhere else.
Yes.
So any stress will somehow create some kind of a migration. So climate stress is the same. Now, how do we go ahead? First, any stress you have to manage. You will always see stress management. But like climate stress also will have to be managed. How do we manage it? Manage means we are coping with it. How we cope it? We increase our capacity to kind of deal with whatever is coming, the onslaught. So in case of climate related change also, we are trying to create a situation where we have proper fallback options. That would be through developing climate resilient technologies. Technologies we don't develop. We help them to disseminate. Sometimes we create, we get the say the challenges or problems from the field and then intimate to the institutions so that it happens. So these are all these things are going on in the country so many different ways. Sometimes by word of mouth also we pass on, bhai ye ho raha hai aap dekho. So that way, if we say, women has been a central point in all our climate change initiatives. In Adaptation Fund, NABARD is a national implementing entity of Adaptation Fund of government of the UNFCCC. So there also we did 8 projects. In all the projects, women were the central factor. Gender issue was the most important issue for them to sanction the projects also. Then under GCF, we are the direct access entity. We are the first direct access entity, and we have accessed quite a good amount for under Green Climate Fund. So there also we have always given importance to the ANC. We are the national implementing entity for National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change. There also, if you see, for selection of project itself, women gender issue is one of the most important, and other labor issues and all that. So these are all climate specific issues. Then we are also supporting build-up of climate resilient infrastructure through our, rural infrastructure development fund. So that also gives a good mileage about it. Then now we have our initiatives of Jiva, which is basically trying to facilitate what you call natural farming in our already going on projects. Then DRE, that solar and all that. All these things are, what you call climate related, climate change related. So how do we actually access, how do we actually, so to say, manage the climate change? So all those things we are trying, and then in all our programs, all our aspects, climate change related things concepts are there, and in all our initiatives, women has been a central focus. Because ultimately in the village, as I said, who remains? The woman. So we are always emphasizing on that. But in case of women, the drudgery has to be reduced. Now, with the onslaught of climate change, drudgery is going to increase. So how do we reduce that? So for that also, we are trying to come up with different kind of ideas based on our different programs. Then say utilizing the natural resources. how to do that, how do we empower women to do that. That is also one particular initiative that we have been initiating. And say, for example, going for indigenous species of different kind of, say, animals. There also what happens is ultimately it is the woman who remains in the home, woman who tends for the cattle, woman who tends for the goat, woman who tends for the pig and all that. So wherever it is woman specific, woman friendly, decision we are trying to facilitate, then woman, what do you call that? Woman friendly machineries, farm machineries. That also we are trying to popularize. One farm machinery training institute is there, Bichona Charali. There also we had visited and we had sent some of our FPO and other members. So from there also we are trying to bring in or actually get these people connected to the institute so that they can go and see which are the women-friendly machineries so that they can do it. So there are so many other things also where, ultimately if you have women as a focal point, because they are the persons who are going to stay. Say, a woman takes care of the child normally. So normally women will be in a particular area. So how do we make life more livable for them is by decreasing the points which create stress. Now if it is climate, some of the things we cannot do, but we can enable them to adapt to that. So how do we do that? So all different kind of initiatives we are trying. I am not naming one or two specifically.
Okay, wonderful. And I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that markets are a big challenge. I mean, even when women are producing really high quality goods, connecting with the right kind of market is still a challenge, right? So how do you think Udyamini and of course NABARD how do you think you can strengthen these linkages, the market linkages, connecting the women to these markets?
I have already given some indication about that our emporium. And NABARD is facilitating ONDC onboarding to ONDC and that. So this ONDC is basically for digital commerce, which is a platform like your Amazon and all that, which is established by Government of India. So there also we are onboarding the people and enabling them to do business there. So our this OFPO that we have in Kachar district, they are also doing business in that way. So that gives you a better market, a larger market. But for that, what is required is quality. So how do you improve the quality? How do you make it what you call market oriented? So you need to improve design. You need to improve the finesse, finishing the product, and then also the finesse of the you should touch it and feel it that it's good. Then you should many times not only kind of emphasize on design, what is vogue, but also the design which creates some kind of a niche factor for them. Suppose, say, for example, for an Assam, the old Mogar, if it comes up in some some kind of where religion is not involved or some kind of feeling is not involved, that kind of design like Mogar and all that, if it is used in the items in a particular manner, it may be a shoot or somewhere, which is not mekhela chador. Everyone do not wear mekhela chador. So if it is you or a shirt, so now that will give something new. And in a world of fashion and apparels, is new sales.
True.
Which is different sales. So how we can make them go for products which will sell in the market? How do we that linkage is more important. See, nowadays you have market everywhere. But how connected you are. So you will be connected where your quality is good. You have some kind of other linkages, other processes. So we are trying to facilitate those processes. And we send many. I am just stopping at many because many of two different exhibitions, etc. In Assam, last year also we organized it with the name of Gramin Bharat Mojo for Northeast Heritage. So in that, all 8 states and others from some other states also came. But there were mostly women were there who were selling. There were 2 winemakers from Assam, fruit wines. And then in the Advantage Assam, after some time when I met them in Advantage Assam, they were saying we were selling because people came here since they saw us there in the NABARD's Gramin Bharat Mahotsav. See, that linkage is established, no?
Right.
So this time also we are going to do in the second fortnight of December. I will actually welcome you all or kind of invite you to there also. We have it in the second fortnight of December. Please come to the Ganesh Mandir field for that exhibition and you will see how NABARD is trying to facilitate marketing by linking them up.
It will indeed be a
Yeah.
privilege. I'm
Yeah.
sure the
Let us
team
see.
will be there.
Yeah.
All right. If I can ask you to prioritize, and when I say prioritize, what do you think actually would make a big difference for women entrepreneurs under Udyamini? And if I ask you to prioritize between capacity building, between financial literacy, digital empowerment, or policy advocacy, how would you prioritize these?
See, what happens is differentiating. So differentiation is good. So many things. If you go at a marketing concepts, there are so many things. But the 4 areas that you were saying, that are like our heart, lungs,
kidney and brain, maybe.
yeah. So you need all,
Yeah.
but you need in right doses. Definitely policy definitely has got priority, because policy will again see how skill, marketing, and all other areas.
Sure.
So that way all areas are linked. But I think policy at the level of policy, persons who make policy, at that level definitely is more important. Then
Yes.
skilling is also important. Then whatever the other two you said,
Financial literacy and digital empowerment.
digital empowerment. And I will club all the 3 together.
Okay.
Skilling means skill on use of digital resources also. This is also important. Skill on use of financial resources also. That is also important. Because when we provide skill development program or support, facilitate, fund skill development programs or entrepreneurship development programs, so to say, we tell, one of the part of the course, we insist that should be on finances. So all these 3 I'll club together. So
Okay.
policy will definitely give directions to all that. But all these are required, so they will give direction to what kind of policy is to be made. So like I said, all are like, our body parts.
Correct.
We cannot live without one. Yeah.
Yes. So far, this has been a mine house of information that you've been giving us. So I think we'll just come to the final question now. Looking ahead, what is your vision, I'd like to ask, for a long-term partnership between NABARD and Udyamini, so that women not only access credit, but actually thrive as successful entrepreneurs?
What would you mean by partnership? I don't think you would mean by partnership means one finances and one does.
Oh, no,
So then
that
that becomes
as
a pair pay.
stakeholders, how can
That's
we
what I'm
come
saying.
together?
That becomes a pair pay. When you have utilized the word of partnership, I'll take it to do maybe I'll call it like associates.
Okay.
So
Sure.
when associates are forming are those who form a part of an association. So what is an association? It is basically a caucus. It is basically a set of individuals or organizations who are trying to move towards a particular or achieving a particular objective. So our objective as a whole, if you see, NABARD is a different kind of organization, and the constituents of Udyamini are a little different kind of institutions. Everyone has its importance. Now, when we are coming together, I would look at it, because borrowing from your word partnership only, and what I would look at it, the way I would look at it is that we are here for doing all this together. And we will be kind of trying to achieve the end of empowered, especially women or empowered rural area in our area of operation. It may be, for us it is Assam, for them it may be Assam and West Bengal, for somebody it may be in a district, whatever it is. Our objective would be to come together to put our best, whatever is possible. And it's not only finances, it's not only something kind of relations. It is also knowledge, wisdom, and wish to do.
Absolutely.
So if we wish, we can come together, we can do a lot. You don't need money for development, I tell you. I've seen, I can give a lot of examples. I'll not take your time. You need the will. You need the will to make people believe they can do it. Build people's confidence, everything will happen. You don't need, the problem with us is we go to people with money. No. They need confidence. They need confidence. They need to be confident upon themselves. They need to be confident upon their capabilities. They need to be confident about their, their wisdom. Everyone knows. Everyone has got ample knowledge. But we make them believe that we speak English, so we know. No. That's a problem. Problem is, we don't understand them. It's like we and they, no? It's not they. Can we make it we only?
True.
And if all of us, all the institutions, I know people, everyone, if we say, we don't differentiate they and we. If we say we are doing for ourselves, then things are going to shape up.
Yes, that is exactly how things are actually. It is we all the way.
Yeah.
I don't know where they came from. But this has been such a pleasure talking to you. As I said, a mine house of insight, I think, and information. So thank you so much, Mr. Das, for all your insight, for the time that you've given us today actually, and your thoughts on credit access, on digital empowerment, on sustainable growth. Everything that you shared with us, I think is going to give us a very clear direction as far as working towards the future is concerned. At Udyamini, our mission is actually to build a strong community, as I said, of digitally empowered women. And I think conversations like today remind us that this collaboration, I wouldn't use the word partnership anymore, but a collaboration between institutes like NABARD, between initiatives like Udyamini, and even the grassroots organizations. These are the key to creating a lasting impact.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Mr. Das. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I hope what we discussed will definitely fructify in something good.
Absolutely, absolutely. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in, and do stay connected with us on Udyamini Speaks as we continue to bring to you the stories and the ideas that celebrate the resilience and innovation of rural women entrepreneurs in the states of Assam and West Bengal. Thank you so much. See you all soon.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.